Hello, this is a video on how to edit Parcel Fabric on ArcGIS Online. Before you start, of course, you have to make sure that you are logged into your ArcGIS Online organizations and that you have permissions from your administrator as well as the correct licensing. You might also want to go to the Editing tab to make sure your map topology is turned on. ArcGIS Online does not support geodatabase topology, so you might want to use map topology instead. Editing the Parcel Fabric in ArcGIS Pro is almost the same. We can start our record-driven workflow by creating a new record, and I can give it a name like I would when working against a file geodatabase or Enterprise, ArcGIS. Now that we created the active record, we can see it reflected here. And I can create new features that will be associated with the active record, in this case control point. If I didn't like what I just did, I can press undo, I can discard my edits, and I can save edits when I'm ready. Let's continue with the record-driven workflow. Let's perform a merge. So I can select these two parcels into a new feature. We can give the new parcel a name and press merge. The action actually happens on the client side. There's no REST API with ArcGIS Online. Now we've merged this parcel, we also get, of course, historic parcels underneath. And if we were to press the parcel lineage button, this would be reflected in the link chart that we are creating right now. So as you can see, editing on ArcGIS Online with ArcGIS Pro is very similar. We get the parcel lineage, we get historic parcels, and for the most part, it's the same. Now, when we are ready, we can press the Save button. Let's do that, and then switch to a web map to see the edit. So I'm going to switch now to a web map, and I haven't refreshed it. Let's refresh it a bit. And zoom. And as you can see, we have the new control point, the historic parcels here, as well as the merge new parcel in this web map. Now, if I wanted to, I could also take this data offline. I would do that by going to the Map tab and download map and press download. This extracts all the features in the map extent and creates a mobile local file geodatabase. Why would I do that? Well, one reason is to use geodatabase topology. When we take data offline, you will see that we will add the geodatabase topology layer into the mobile geodatabase that is being created and add it to the contents pane. That means that you can start validating your edits in your map and your downloaded extent. Another reason, of course, is performance. If your internet connection is poor, you might want to consider to take the data offline, work with very good performance, and because the data is local, and then sync the changes. Let me demonstrate this. We can now go to the Quality tab, and as you can see, we have a topology, that is layer that's been created here. For example, let's first create a topological error. I'll create a line without a parcel. So you can go to your Quality tab and switch now from map topology to the geodatabase topology, and then we can validate the topology in the given extent. If we clear, you can see that we have found errors in this extent. When we sync, we don't sync the errors and we don't sync the dirty areas. All we sync are the edited features. Of course, before we do that, we will have to save our edits, and that pushes our edits into ArcGIS Online. So make sure not to sync errors like the one I have in this map extent. Other things to remember when editing ArcGIS Online is that ArcGIS Online does not support attribute rules. So this is another capability that might come in the future and is not yet fully supported. Another thing to remember is that there's no support for least square adjustment. Least square adjustment is a heavy operation, and we would only want to expose that on a robust server REST API like we do with ArcGIS Enterprise. Hope this video is useful. If there's any comments or questions, feel free to post it. And one thing before I go, as a bonus, you can see that this web map is actually the new web editor. I can actually start to create features like those control points directly on ArcGIS Online. I can give them a name, etc., and press create. This could be digitizing of imagery, for example. I can create parcels of imagery, control point. But of course, right now, web editor does not have the rich editing capabilities that you get with ArcGIS Pro. Thank you.